Brampton, Ontario is the place. CUUC 2021 is the time. And the stake is a spot in the Division 1 for the CUUC 2021 Championship. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Etienne Fournier. I will co-host this webcast here in Brampton, Ontario, featuring University of Ottawa in the white jerseys against Guelph University in the dark jerseys. But don't worry, I will not be alone. I have the great privilege of sharing this webcast with none less than Thomas Stanton. Thomas, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. It's first time out here. Should be a lot of fun watching this division, this fight for Division 1.
So Thomas, you're pretty aware of the Ottawa roster because there's many of these guys that you've already played with or against lately, right?
Yes, I've played juniors with quite a few of the Ottawa players here, and then as well as playing in the open division with a bunch of these players as well.
So both of these teams are coming out of a very, very well and hard-fought games to qualify for this game. Both of the games ended up on tiebreaker. So Ottawa once against Vert et Or from Université de Sherbrooke, while Guelph defeated CUUC from Victoria in a nail-biting game. So Ottawa in possession. Tight defense.
See number 7 there, Logan Keeler with the disc. Another fast handler out here. You'll see him giving a lot of give and goes here. And there we go. Quick, easy point for Ottawa U.
So first point, the Ottawa offense line holding steady.
I believe it's actually a D-line.
It's a break point already to kick it off. So what a better way to start a game than to score a break point.
Yeah, it's a quick momentum gainer for them, for sure. Especially starting on D in this very competitive game. It'd be very important to start off early and get that first point.
And Tom, you know, we have 70 minutes long game, so it's pretty quick. You don't have time to play, you know, and no one has catch-up ultimate in their playbook or in their strategy. So, but still, you don't have time to play catch-up ultimate. You have to, hang on if you're trailing. You cannot trail by 4 or 5 points early in the game. You have to stick to it and really work out in order to maintain a minimum gap as possible. Otherwise, you'll get the time will catch you back.
Yeah, the games are very short. They blow by very fast, especially when you're down on that field. So every point counts for sure. Only games 13, so.
And if there's any bad news that turned out good, is the weather forecast. There were forecasts afternoon with heavy rains, but so far there was just a slight rain, and some wind that will just add to the challenge, but nothing too significant. Guelph, floaty disc, being caught in the red zone. So 10 yards away from the first point for Guelph. Great bid on defense by Ottawa. So number 4 by Guelph, holding on to the disc. Griffin McKee. So Guelph wearing the dark jerseys, Ottawa wearing the white jerseys. And number 2 by Guelph, Mitchell Jordan. He's an impact player. He's leading up as a handler. Guelph offense had an amazing game against CUUC earlier today. Great bid by Ottawa on defense, but still Guelph hangs on. Resetting, it's William Crawford. Resetting once again to Jordan. Now it's number 82, Armstrong. Jordan once again, touching the disc 1 time out of 2. Guelph being very, very patient, trying to hold a steady vertical stack, but there's a miscued. Number 24, Paniatopoulos, miscuing this pass.
It looked like number 25 there, Simon Walker, got a hand on that to help knock it down. And then we see number 21, Taryn Ross, taking an injury. It looks like Cam Kennedy's coming on in his stead.
Seems like there will not be any substitution for Guelph, while there was a substitution on Ottawa's end. Team will earn a spot in the division. Begin to
quick 2-0 lead for Ottawa U now.
2 break point in a row to kick off the game. So what a way to begin this qualifying game for Division 1. So Guelph body language is under shock right now. So how will they react? Whatever they do, they need to do it as quickly as possible. You don't want to let Ottawa earn a few points advantage so early in the game. So Tom, the Ottawa Ultimate Frisbee community has been always very, very strong, very popular, both on the recreational side and on the competitive side. You've competed this summer with Phoenix at the UCI. Can you tell us a little about how did your season went and how did you guys end up at UCI?
Well, Phoenix this past year, this was my first year playing with them. I was a rookie on the team. Unfortunately, I got injured actually right before UCI, so I didn't get to play. But we played against Mephisto from Montreal, I believe, and lost by 2 there. Played against Furious played against Goat as well and lost by 1. So we're competing with those top teams, and we're right in there. Just 1 point going the wrong way, and that's all that mattered.
Guelph going long. Nice reading by number 88, but it was some body bumping, so Oscar Stonehouse was the target. He called a foul, and it doesn't sound like it will be contested, so the disc will be back into play. Stonehouse, number 88, not a great player for Guelph. We'll put the disc back into play on the goal line. Looking for an option, resetting. Tons of traffic, not much space, and Guelph is, well, there was a travel call. While pivoting number 27 was called a travel. Alex Lung. There's some discussion around. Long is reenacting his pivot foot, while his opponent is also reenacting, but from his view of the world. That's pretty a classic situation in Ultimate.
Yeah.
It's probably the only sport in the world where you can reenact what just happened, I guess.
Yeah, and it's...
We'll have to give it some thoughts to see if there's any other sports where you can reenact the latest action.
Can't think of any off the top of my head, but we see Guelph gets the point then, back to 2-1.
Yeah, they pulled back the travel call, and we have a 1 point game. So that should relieve some pressure off Guelph's team, that, you know, if you got broken already twice to kick off the game, then your O-line finally put a point on the scoreboard. That makes you feel so much better and relieves a ton of pressure.
Now we'll also get to see Ottawa U's O-line go to work. A lot of the same players I see on the D-line, though. We'll see how fresh their legs are, and we'll see what the O-line can do for Ottawa U.
So in Brampton, Ontario, just west of Toronto, we're hosting the CUUC, Canadian University Ultimate Championship 2021. That tournament didn't happen last year for the reasons we all know about. So it's good to be back at national level with the best talent at the university level, playing Ultimate for both women and men.
So we see the older of the two brothers, the Tremblay-La Rochelle brothers there, number 10.
Kind of a zone defense here played by Guelph.
Nice short passes just by Ottawa U. Content just moving the disc nice and easy. Kennedy on the far side to Staples.
Guelph hanging on to their zone defense.
See LaFontaine on this near side. Shot a little far out of the reach of number 28, Dion Paul.
Little ambitious for that pass from number 14. Still a turnover in favor of Guelph at their own brick mark. Number 81.
Floaty.
Spencer Camp. Floaty this.
Nice D by Cam Kennedy there, picking up the garbage. Centers it to Tremblay La Rochelle.
So Guelph now playing a person-to-person defense.
Nice find by Staples. Ayad about 10 yards away. Nice scooper from Staples to Ayad for the goal. So Ottawa U back up 2 again.
3-1 Ottawa early in the first half of this game, which started 10 minutes ago. So as we mentioned, it's a 70-minute long game unless somebody reaches the 13 points mark. So
whichever comes first, either 13 or time.
So 28 teams are attending CUUC 2021s, which makes, with the staff, with the coaching staff, and all the volunteers and the Ultimate Canada staff. So that's ramps up probably close to 600 people here in Brampton this weekend, with all the logistic of the COVID-19 also. So that just add the layers of fun into organizing a team dinner and reservation and hotel and cars and washing your hands here, washing your hands there, wear your mask. So, but nonetheless, we're playing Ultimate. That's what's important.
Yeah, and this year we get to see some new teams like UBC and UVic out, both on the boys and I believe the girls side as well. Because normally they wouldn't attend this, they would just go down to the States to play. So it's good to see some teams from out west join us.
I totally agree with you, Thomas. So Guelph on the receiving end of the pool. Jordan. Now it's number 88. Stonehouse feeding number 1, Crawford. Jordan again. Great movement by Guelph, tiptoeing on the sideline at the brick mark. 20 yards away from a second point in this game. Time is running out. Jordan getting himself free. Attacking the line. Guelph looking to get off the sideline. Not much room to breathe out there, but finally able to do so. Nice pass and run by Jordan and Stonehouse. Number 82 now, Armstrong. Still Guelph on the sideline. Stonehouse 2 yards away from their second point of the game. And Jordan opens himself. And Offer is solid hands as a target and confirm the second point of Guelph. So it's still Guelph trailing by 1, 3-2 after 23 minutes being played. Still no break point by Guelph, while Ottawa have scored 2. So even though there's only 1 point difference on the scoreboard, Ottawa is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, Ottawa has a nice cushion right now with that 2-point lead, and then at half they will be receiving as well, so that will also help them out a lot. Hopefully they can keep holding on to this lead to close out a game.
Do you have any comment on the game or on our caller commentating? Well, please do so. My Twitter is hashtag, or I should say at ETFournier, Fournier 63, ETFournier 63. So feel free to share any of your feedback. It's always very well appreciated. Either for me or for Thomas.
I unfortunately don't have Twitter, so you won't be able to reach me on that.
Well, if you have bad or good comment on Thomas, send it to me. And if they're good, I'll share it with him. And if they're not good, I'll
share
keep
it with
them
Terry
for myself.
Lynn then.
There you go.
Finds Staples in the middle to Dion Paul. Nice grab by Dante LaFontaine on that far side. Oh, LaFontaine shoots it for Staples. Just out of the reach for Staples.
Not a bad decision, just a little too far away. Eh?
A little too far. Normally you don't see Staples striking too much. He likes to stay back as a handler. It was nice to actually see him strike. I was a little surprised there.
So Guelph with a breakpoint opportunity. They're trailing by 2 in regards of breakpoints so far. So looking to tie this game to 3. Oh, great bid, great defense by Ottawa.
That was number 8, Max Ayad, with a nice layout D. Very athletic cutter. He will throw his body around all the time.
So Ottawa on the sideline.
Finds Kennedy in the middle. Swings it over to LaFontaine, who squeezes it through to Paul.
That was tight.
And then Paul finds Ayad at the front of the end zone for the 2-yard dish.
So Ottawa still ahead, 4-2. 26 minutes or 16 minutes have been played so far. So still a lot of time, a lot of ultimate to be played. But Guelph is hunting down their first break point of the game. But in the meantime, they will put their O-line on the field in order to receive Ottawa's pull. So as you mentioned, it's always exciting to see teams from the West coming and attend CUUC while it's being hosted here, most in the eastern part of the country. Because traveling is always a challenge, and when you're mid-semester and you have to pay $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 worth of airplanes plus the hotel and everything, you're a student, so it's pretty expensive. And I know Ultimate Canada has some program in order to at least pay a part of the airplane tickets for the teams in order to stimulate the attending of CUUC. So. And pretty sure it's very well appreciated by the team, and it's the whole Canadian Ultimate community that benefits from that. It's fun to play when you're from Quebec or Ontario, or just to play against teams from BC. It's always exciting because you rarely have a chance to meet them, and it's new players, new ways of playing the game, and new energy. So always exciting to see.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes you can see some old friends from that you've met at previous tournaments or anything like that. Oh.
Stonehouse making himself free by Guelph, scoring a 3rd point, making this game a 1-point game. Ottawa still leading 4-3. So as you mentioned, you might find some friends that you've met in other tournaments, or maybe they move to UBC or to UVic to study, and then they play with that team, and then you meet them. So it's always fun.
Yeah, it's always fun to see the faces around again, and just even meeting new people. Getting to play with new people or against new people is always fun to do. Different teams bring different styles to their games, so that's always nice to get a different view on a game. You can learn some new things and just some nice new competition as well.
Absolutely. So Ottawa on the receiving end. Guelph will be pulling, looking for their first, actually hunting for their first breakpoint, but so far Ottawa's O-line has been flawless.
We saw Guelph had 2 break opportunities earlier, but just couldn't capitalize on that. Hopefully this time they'll be able to put some nice pressure on the Ottawa U offense, and then possibly punch in a break there at the end as well. See LaFontaine picking it up, centering it to Staples. All the way over to La Rochelle. Finds Kennedy, who bails it back. Swings it over to the far side to Staples.
Zone defense by Guelph once again.
See how he had with it on this near side. Back to Tremblay La Rochelle. To Staples in the middle. Finds Lefebvre on the far side. Now with Staples in the middle of the field, bails back and swings it to this near side to Tremblay La Rochelle. Ottawa U being very patient with the disc, content to just swing it back and forth, make this Guelph zone run. See Kendi on the far side now, finds Staples. Almost at the halfway mark in the field. Now Tremblay La Rochelle on this near side.
I see number 44 from Guelph. He's like acting as the rabbit, just running around for the mark. That's very, very demanding.
Yeah, he must be getting tired marking everyone, running around the whole field, covering every single throw here. Now Paul on the far side finds Kennedy. Getting close to the end zone now. Swings her around to Tremblay La Rochelle. Nice fake by LaFontaine. To Staples again. Second point of the game for Desmond Staples.
What do you think, Thomas, about Guelph's decision to play a zone defense at this point? You know, one aspect is that they were able to kind of slow down Ottawa's O-line, because it took them, like, I don't know, 15, maybe 17 passes before they were able to go cross the midfield line. And after that, they were just like, okay, mayday, mayday. They were just over there. Yeah. So, but they're Ottawa's very, very steady, and there isn't much wind, there isn't rain, so I guess they're just trying stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, there's not many harsh conditions to help their zone out. If it was windy or rainy, maybe the disc is slippery or gets caught by the wind to push it away. That helps in zones, but it took a while for Ottawa U to get settled and move it up to half field, but once they got past half, they just started to take off with it. Maybe a melt call sooner from the Guelph D-line there would have helped, but we'll have to see what adjustments they make for the next point.
It's all about adjustment. That's CUUC 2021.
A lot of these teams haven't seen each other yet, or they've only seen each other once or twice from previous qualifying tournaments, so they don't know each other as much or as well yet. So they're definitely still figuring things out in these early points of the game, and then hopefully they'll, towards the end, they'll be nice and settled in.
Up in tiebreaker, so and it was very emotional game. So both have won, and then next game to say, okay, well, we need to sustain that level of positive, and so far Ottawa has shown the best response to that challenge.
Yeah, between UVic and Guelph, as well as Sherbrooke and Ottawa U, they were both very close games going to Universe Point. Nice deep. We see the younger brother of the Toronto looking. Goes inside to Kiro Robertson, who unleashes to Taryn Ross, and another Ottawa U break.
So third break point by the Ottawa squad, now leading 6-3. 24 minutes have been played so far, so we're a little over a third of the game that's behind us. So still lots of ultimate to be played, but Guelph need to respond, and they need to respond quicker than later. And the first way to respond will be to score a goal with their O-line.
This is a very important point for this Guelph team, because if they get broken again, it'll be halftime for Ottawa U, and they'll have a very commanding lead as well as gaining the disc back on offense for that second half.
And so far we've seen, it's all about execution. We haven't seen that many like spectacular defense, but it's more like miscued, good decision, bad execution. I'm thinking about the last pass by Guelph, which drove to the last turnover. Crawford, who tried a long pass, but his target was defended by a guy about a foot taller than him, and there was no space at all. So the Ottawa defender just grabbed head heights and just put it back into play. So it's all about execution. Maybe a little cut in would have been a better answer there, but hey, always easier to comment while we're standing here in the booth than when you're on the field.
Yeah, easier said than done, that's for sure.
So Guelph shooting for a no-line point to reduce the gap to 2. Now trailing 6-3 against Ottawa, wearing the white jerseys. Guelph wearing the dark jerseys. Stonehouse stuck on the sideline, find Jordan on reset. There's a call. I think it's a stall down. Is it? Or travel? It's a stall down. Well, for every stall down, I think there's a great person-to-person defense that was pressured, which led to that stall down.
Ooh, gets the D right back.
Stonehouse just volleyball smashed that disc away from the intended receiver.
You want to make sure you don't put it in a foot race with Stonehouse on defense there. He's a very fast defender, and he will catch up on you very quick.
He is quick. Jordan going break side. Oh, once again, tons of pressure by Ottawa.
Nice run through D by number 27, Filip Asimovic. Another very fast defender as well.
Great anticipation here.
Simon Walker centering it to Logan Keeler. Goes inside for Ayad, but it is caught by Kennedy instead. LaFontaine shooting for Ayad. Ooh, great layout grab. And the kick spike to celebrate it all.
We're already halftime, so Ottawa making a 7-3 lead with 4 break points, of which the first 2 points of the first half were break points, and the last 2 points were break points. So way begin and way to end a half. So if you're coaching staff, well, what more can you ask? I mean, you've done some you've done some defense. It's not only on forced error that you built upon your break points, and you're finishing strong. So a great half by Ottawa, while Guelph, looking for some answers. If there's any good, it took 28 minutes to play the first half, so they will still have plenty of time to adjust and make things happen in the second half. So
yeah, Guelph will need to be coming out firing for sure in the second half. They're down quite a few breaks, and as well as Ottawa U will be receiving this pull at halftime. So after halftime, I guess. So Guelph will definitely need to come out firing, and they'll need to get quite a few breaks early on to try to get this game back to a reasonable distance here.
So in the meantime, Thomas and I will take a short break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Brampton, Ontario is the place. CUUC 2021 is the time. And the score is 7-3, favoring Ottawa, wearing the white jerseys. They are matching up against Guelph University in the dark jerseys. So 7-3 after one half. Ottawa have scored 4 break point, and they will start the second half on offense. So so far, Ottawa as you know, is in the driver's seat for this game. So and Thomas, I was noticing in the halftime break, you know, at the end of the previous game, Guelph and Ottawa had really like riling scream, you know, let's go, let's go, let's go. And at halftime, only Ottawa did so. They still have a ton of energy, lots of confidence, while Guelph is, you know, been shaken up, I believe.
Yeah, the Ottawa squad has down on themselves being down 4 breaks, but hopefully they can get some big plays going, get that energy back, because they will need it. So now number 14, LaFontaine with the disc in the middle.
Guelph is back with their zone defense.
Finds number 8, Ayad. Ayad to number 16, Kennedy. Swung all the way around to 14, LaFontaine again. Shooting deep. And a nice grab by number 7, Keeler, who finds Ayad in the end zone. Another point for Ayad. And Ottawa up 8-3 now.
So in the first half, we saw Guelph zone defense who were able to, you know, at least slow down Ottawa's O-line. But on that, the last few seconds, they were like bang, bang. They found the hole right away. And they did quite I'd say an ambitious pass, which was caught. But still, there was a risky pass. But, you know, that's what happened when you're leading 7-3. You're willing to take risks. And for some reasons, it just happened that it works. You know, risky throws, you just complete the pass. And I guess that shows how confident the Ottawa squad is right now.
Yeah, it seems like the Ottawa squad very trusting in their players. That Huck maybe not to the best height matchup, but still was riled down by the smaller Keeler there. I would like to see maybe the Guelph zone try to slow down these cutters a bit more. As soon as the disc gets swung, it seems like the cutters are always open, and that's what ends up biting them in the butt. And it gets Ottawa U moving down the field nice and quick. So we'll see if they can make some more.
Crown 2021 CUUC champion by either Ottawa. So if I'm not mistaken, Université Laval has taken the other spot. Running in the end zone. We usually see him making the pass in the end zone, but now he just took a stab, and with his tall physique, I mean, hey, why not? Go ahead. You're quick, you're tall. Well, just go out there and grab that disc and score a point. Guelph 4, Ottawa 8. Guelph still hunting for their first break point of the game. They're trailing 0-4 in regards of break points.
They've had plenty of opportunities to get a break. Their offense, I guess, haven't been able to convert. It seems like they're a little lost there when they're trying to set up on offense. And like there was some points where there weren't even bails. There was no cuts early. Seems like just a few more little things to tweak to come back into for tomorrow's games or for the rest of this game as well, to try to help them when they get that turnover to help punch in a goal or two.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's only a matter of, you know, a few tweaks and talks, and, you know, you have 1, 2, 3 opportunities. Well, you need to make sure you secure at least one of them just to get some momentum, you know, from your D line, just to say, hey, we can do this. So let's do it.
Can't just rely on the offense to do it all. You need some defense in there as well.
Absolutely, and we just crossed the 35-minute threshold, so we're halfway in this 70-minute long game, unless one of the two teams reaches the point of 13 points. So halfway there. Guelph still back with their zone defense.
Find Keeler in the middle, number 7. Finds number 10, the older of the two brothers.
Guelph transitioning to a person-to-person defense halfway on the field.
See number 16, Cam Kennedy with the disc. Now Max Ayad with the disc about 10 yards away from the end zone. Finds Tremblay La Rochelle, number 10. It looks like a timeout called.
I just love the way Ottawa offense against the zone, they just move the disc. You know, there's not even one stall count. They just move it, and with confidence, and it's like it's seamless, it's tight, it's well executed. There's always a guy open, and you know it's a guy that comes to when it's not, you don't have to make the pass in the back of your receiver. It's really coming into the disc. You say, well, I'm going to give away maybe a few yards, but I'm going to be straight open. So that's great execution by Ottawa.
It seems like the team has great flow, great movement with the handlers and everyone in there. Their O-line very patient with the disc, though. The zones, they want you to throw more throws, and Ottawa U is fine with that. They're fine keeping the disc in their hands. As long as they have possession, they're happy. And now on their goal line, taking a timeout, they know they have time. They want to make sure they get a goal to put this game away.
So what can you do if you're Guelph and you want to try to, play some defense? So they have tried the zone defense so far, not very successful. The man-to-man, person-to-person defense they started with, well, they haven't been able to break. So what do? You force flick, you force backhand, you force middle, maybe try to do something, or you just say, well, tight man-to-man defense. Because Ottawa, they've done a few long gains, but it's not their trademark so far. It's really like quick passes. So maybe if they try to work the unders a little more, is that in?
A nice toe of the line by number 14, LaFontaine. I feel like the Guelph team, they just need to switch something up. Give Ottawa U a different look. Make them think a few times on points. Make them do work. Make them make throws. Make them have tough decisions. Right now, seems like a lot of the choices by the Ottawa O-line are very easy. The defense could be great, but what's working for Ottawa right now is just moving the disc fast and not letting that zone set up. So maybe it would be better to set up into a man-to-man situation so they can at least be covering everyone and hopefully just keep up in a foot race with the Ottawa U team.
Quite a challenge for Guelph because Ottawa has displayed great skills in regards of handling skills, cutting skills, catching skills, all the skills you can think of. So far, Ottawa wins it all. And from one point to another, Ottawa is leading 9-4 and is 1 point shy of the double digits. So reaching at the 10-point threshold. So once you reach the 10-point threshold, well, things can go very, very fast.
Especially in the game just at 13. It's going to creep up very soon. That score is just going to get higher and higher, and then next thing you know, it's going to be game point.
We're in the 41st minute of play out of 70.
See a very deep poach from the Ottawa U defense.
Guelph moving the disc sideways. Great flick by the left-handed Guelph player number 24. Pagnatopoulos. Now Stonehouse with the disc. Oh, miscue, unfortunate miscue. Number 4, I don't think he was expecting that pass. I'm not sure why he was not expecting it because it was just open Griffin McKee, but miscued. It happens.
It looked like he thought that there was someone else behind him that he thought was going to catch that disc, but as soon as he looked away, that disc was long gone.
Zone defense by Guelph.
Number 4 pinned in the back of the end zone. That's Sam Tremblay La Rochelle.
Not much room to play around for Ottawa. They're really deep into their end zone.
Yeah, scuba over the top, close to the front of the end zone. Now number 4 with the disc swings it over to Simon Walker, number 25 on this near side. Ottawa U just very content swinging the disc back and forth. Not too worried about sending anything far. Just want to keep possession.
They're leading by 5, so yes, let's keep possession.
Simon Walker with the disc now on this near side again.
Disc possession is the best defense you can have.
Oh. Just out of the hands of number 24, Williamson there. It looks like he's injured as well.
I think he's cramping. Just a cramp. Great spirit by number 86, just doing some stretching in order to help his opponent. It was not a bad decision. It's just the disc. You know, it's kind of a bladey-ish disc. Sometimes when you jump, you have pressure by your defender. It's hard to really control the disc, make sure you secure it, and unfortunately it was dropped by number 24, and after that he got a cramp. So not only is he mad because he didn't cut the disc, but he's suffering by his cramp. So a bad few seconds for number 24, but I'm pretty sure he will recover. So in the meantime, Jordan is in possession of the disc near his own end zone. I believe there was a substitution on Guelph also. Number 4 is going toward the bench. He's being replaced. So when there's an injury replacement by one team, the other team is allowed to change one player also. Jordan hitting his teammate, faking it long. Number 82 Armstrong and Jordan exchanging the disc in their own red zone. Jordan going long, it's floating. Who's the target? I'm not sure. It lands out of bounds. That was a break opportunity by Guelph, but unfortunately I think Jordan was running out of time, and he said, well, going to put it long in hopes that dark jerseys can catch it, but it landed at about 7-8 yards out of bounds. Ottawa back with the zone defense.
Number 4 goes scuba over to the far side, finds Cameron Kennedy, number 16 there. And Ottawa U just swinging this disc back and forth, making this Guelph zone run a lot. And 25, Simon Walker swings it all the way over to Kennedy, who finds Simovic in the middle for a nice gainer. Bills it right back to Kennedy.
Transition to person-to-person defense.
Break throw to number... to Kiro Robertson. Let's see what his number is. Number 11. There we go. Took long enough.
That was a break point by Ottawa.
Another break by Ottawa.
Their 5th break point of the game. Now leading by 6. We're entering the 47th minute of this game. So Guelph looking, searching, hunting for an answer, for a solution, for an adjustment to make, but so far I've not been successful to do so.
I feel like this Guelph team just needs one big play to get some energy back into their team. They're very quiet, a lot of heads down, not much talking on the sideline. It's very hard playing in those conditions, not having any help, not having any energy. You're tired on the field, you're running around a lot. A lot of these players have played a lot of these points, and they need that energy from that sideline, from give them that extra little boost to get some points, get some breaks.
And it's funny how the same team in the previous game against UVic, there were so tons of energy, lots of rallying, lots of screaming, lots of cheering on the sideline, but now they're pretty quiet.
Maybe all of them just lost their voice after that last game. Who knows?
Maybe it's a matter of looking for a voice.
Just need one player to to step up and lead it a little bit to get this energy back up. See someone open very deep, but elects not to throw to them.
Great movement by Guelph entering the red zone. They haven't scored in a while. They're already trailing 3-1 in the second half. Stonehouse finding Armstrong. Is he in or out? Observers are confirming the point is in.
And there we go. That's some momentum that they'll need. But even just scoring a point, I haven't heard a peep from this Guelph sideline. It's very quiet. I'd love to hear, although they're down by 5 points now, I would love to see this sideline be a little more energetic, a little more hyped up when their teammates score a point.
That's something I've learned in Ultimate, is that whatever the score, and when I coach young kids, the scoreboard, you don't need that. What's important is the point right now. Nothing you can do about the previous points. They're done. They're over, and you're not at the point of the next point. So play this one as it's the last one. Win this point, and you'll see after. So I think Guelph should maybe put a little emphasis on that and just whatever. Let's get back to the feeling we were one game ago. Just the energy and the confidence we had against UVic, which has an amazing roster and an amazing team, and you guys were able to defeat them. So
one of my junior coaches, I'll give a little shout out to Andrew Leach if he's watching right now, but he would always say 0-0 game to 1 every point. He would never let us know what the score was. He wanted the players to be focused in the game, and that's it. The point you're playing right now, it's all you need to focus about. And right now, maybe Guelph needs a little bit of that added to them.
Fabio Sedki pulling this disc out of bound.
We'll see number 10, Alex Tremblay La Rochelle, take it at the brick mark. And will we see another Guelph zone? Or have they decided to switch it up to man?
We'll see in a few seconds. And it went out of bounds pretty badly, because midfield almost.
Almost bringing it up at midfield, and they're at midfield now with number 16, Cam Kennedy, shooting deep for Paul. Paul up with a nice two-handed grab. Number 28 there with the disc. Bails it back to number 10. Goes break to number 7, Keeler, who finds Paul again, close to the end zone. Goes break and finds number 8, Max Ayad, for the point. Another very easy point by the Ottawa U offense there. Don't seem to be challenged too much by that Guelph defense.
You're right. I mean, Ottawa is just clean, confident, and Guelph has no response to that so far on defense.
Could also be part of the depth of Ottawa U here. They do have a lot of ex-junior players, some open division players, some mixed players as well. On the Guelph side, I don't know as many of them, but we do see some former juniors, some open players as well, but I'm not sure how their depth is compared to that Ottawa U team. So maybe they just don't have the legs that the Ottawa U team has after playing such a tight game that last game.
Because roster-wise, I mean, the Ottawa and Guelph seems to have very comparable numbers of players, so it's not like the numbers of people on your roster, that's not an issue. So it's really like the energy and
the skill level of all those,
and how hard you fought and how tight was your game. And when you say fought, sometimes it's energy. Jordan. Guelph, Stonehouse now, going long. Nice flick. Completed by Guelph. That feels good. It was Grant Doherty was a target in the end zone, smashing it and almost apologizing afterward to the disc for smashing it. You got to be careful with those discs, They respect the disc.
They do. They bend easy. They break easy. Just a simple spike can throw everything off.
We're on turf here, so it's pretty if you break down a disc on turf, it's because you went pretty badly. But it's never good. Never good. Don't do that.
But we see Guelph shooting it deep. Most other points, Ottawa U has had a very deep poach. Maybe recognizing that from the past game, we saw Guelph throw quite a few deep against UVic. But this last point, electing not to have that deep poach, and Guelph takes advantage right away.
And number 2 on Guelph, Jordan, has been one of the key handler at the beginning of the game, and against UVic also he was like just the quarterback of Guelph's offense, and we haven't seen him in a few points right now. So wondering maybe he's injured, or maybe he said, well, okay, I'm going to keep my legs for tomorrow's game, or I don't know. So, but still, he's an impactful player, and he hasn't been on the field over the last few points. So wondering what's the status with him. But still, Guelph pulling the disc to Ottawa. Ottawa leading 11-6.
See the same Ottawa O-line out here, number 10, La Rochelle. Tremblay La Rochelle with the disc. And Kennedy here, number 16 on this near side. Ottawa U working it up nice and easy. Nice grab by number 14, Paul there. Oh, sorry, LaFontaine there. My bad, Dante. And there we go, Guelph with a break opportunity now.
Will they be able to take advantage of it? They had a few of them so far, but we're not able to convert.
We see Armstrong picking up, crossing over from this O-line, so possibly can help get a few breaks in. And as I say that, the disc floats over the head.
Just slightly out of reach of number 12.
Number 16 swings it all the way over to number 12 there, Lefebvre. Finds Ayad, number 8.
So Guelph playing a man-to-man defense.
Lefebvre in the middle of the field, almost at the brick mark. Finds Kendi about 10 yards away from the end zone. Bails back to 14, who swings it around to 7, just on the edge of the end zone. Logan Keeler. Looks like a foul call on the throw there.
And once again, the highest toll that Ottawa has against them in the last point was like 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe. Still moving to this very quickly.
We've seen the Guelph defense here lock up a little more, much tighter, making the Ottawa U team work a lot harder than previous points. And we see Ayad get it. Oh, nice swap by number 12 there on Guelph. You see Ayad going up a little early for that, maybe overestimating a little bit of how high he can jump there.
And still, he felt the pressure. And, when you're on the offense, you feel the pressure, you have a tendency to jump earlier, sometimes too early. So Guelph going long, floaty disc. And
it's caught.
Wow.
Catch your D's.
Nice awareness by the Guelph number 13, Brady Swain. It was a pick call, and now the rain starts to fall. The wind is pretty quiet, but the rain might have an impact on the time remaining. So we're already in the 57th minute of this game.
Could see a few more drops now that it's a little rainy. Maybe this is now the perfect time for the zone, so maybe Guelph will bring it right back. We'll have to wait and see.
In the meantime, Guelph 20 yards away from their first break point of the game. Oh, what?
Oh, great layout D there by Dante LaFontaine, number 14.
Just Ottawa, just denying all those efforts to get a break point.
Ayad in the middle, number 8. Finds Tremblay La Rochelle on this near side.
Guelph, person-to-person defense.
Number 8, looking over the top for Paul. Goes up early, number 28, getting that disc. Now Ottawa U on this end zone line, bails it back. Keeler in the middle, number 7. Looking open side. Finds a, nice hand block there by Armstrong. Maybe a little too casual there by Ottawa U. It's bailing that back.
I think there was a foul call. Is that a foul? Is like a foul or a pick? There's some discussion. I think there's a runny nose there.
It looks like Paul may have been hit in the head or just passing by, taking a quick sub.
No impact on the plays, I believe.
No, I believe it will be Guelph disc there with Armstrong. And we see number 11 coming on for Ottawa U, Kiro Robertson. Yes.
And now Jordan, number 2 from Guelph, is entering the field. His team is on, his D-line is now on offense, so he can have an impact. Let's see.
Another handler back for that Guelph team to possibly get a break. Get this game a little closer.
Armstrong going long. Nice. Outside in. But 2 white jerseys to defend the disc.
Cam Kendi with a nice poach. Finds Ayad on that far side. Ayad with the disc. And calls it timeout right away.
So the teams have 2 timeouts per half. So that will be Ottawa's first timeouts of the second half. And of course, if you haven't taken your 2 timeouts in the first half, you cannot take 2 extra ones in the second half. You cannot.
Unfortunately not.
Carry them over to the other halves. So.
But that could have been something Guelph could have used to their advantage. Maybe 1 or 2 turns from the Ottawa U offense, and they could have used a timeout or 2, calm down, and make sure they make the good plays to get a good break. So hopefully if they can get a turnover again, they could burn one of those timeouts and make sure that they get that break opportunity punched in.
11-6, Ottawa leading with less than 10 minutes to be played in that game. So whoever reaches the 13-point threshold, or whoever leads after 70 minutes of play, is the winner of the game. And whoever wins this one will access Division 1 playoffs, which will be kicked off tomorrow. So in both Open Division and Women's Division. So speaking of which, we have a few assignments tomorrow to share with you in regards of webcast. So 10:30 to 11:30, we'll see in the Open Division McGill facing off Waterloo. After that, at 1:30, still in the Open Division, Montreal will be matched up against UBC, University of British Columbia. And the latest, but not the least, tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern Time, Women's Division, Toronto will be faced up against Queens. So tons of exciting Ultimate still on the webcast of Ultimate Canada tomorrow. So stay tuned.
Robertson with the disc, number 11 there. Finding Kennedy, number 16. Looking break. Goes higher release to Lefebvre, number 12. Getting close to the end zone here. Let's see if they can punch it in. Bails back to 14, LaFontaine, who finds number 11, Robertson. Nice inside shot to number 7, Logan Keeler. And Ottawa U just 1 point away from securing a Div 1 bid.
About 8 minutes remaining to the clock. And as you mentioned, Thomas, Ottawa 1 point shy of earning a spot in the Division 1. I was talking to Terlyn before the game, and she's been involved in the Ultimate community for so many times, for so long. She's such an amazing organizer for all these events, and she said, well, it's exciting to see like there's more and more parity throughout the university circuits, and also the senior, both women, mixed, and open division, it's fun to see like, okay, well, the top 8 is really like a top 8. And you were mentioning earlier at UCI, Ottawa losing by 1 or 2 against Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver. It's used to be, many years ago it was like all about Vancouver. And then Toronto rose up. And then, okay, well, Ottawa, Montreal were always, behind, and Winnipeg also. Mm-hmm. So, but now, with the latest result we've seen this year, it's fun to see, well, it's not only like West Coast, like Vancouver, Toronto thing. There's Montreal, there's Ottawa, there's Winnipeg, there's many other teams and many other regions. And when you look at all the talent we see on the field today, which the 2 games we've seen in the women division earlier today, and now the open division, unfortunate drop by number 24, Paniatopoulos.
And number 25, Walker, picking up the disc.
Potentially for a game point.
Finds 27, Asimovic on the bail. Goes upfield to Hopper, number 2. Number 27, Phil Asimovic on this near side. Looking to punch it in. Walker with it now, number 25. Looking inside. So it's a flick out to that far side, just out of the reach by the bidding number 2, Harry Hopper.
I think just a little more love in that throw, just a little more angle, a little outsiding, a little more floating, and the game was over, right?
A little more float, maybe just even lead the player a little further, give him a few extra steps to run onto that to make it a nice, easy option instead of having to lay out or make a really tough grab.
Because he had possession he has positioning versus his defenders, so everything was there. It's just about execution, and still always easy to see when you're standing in the booth.
Yes.
So
much easier said than done from up here.
Of course, always.
We see Walker picking up on that far side again. Number 25, looking around, finds number 4, Tremblay La Rochelle, who breaks to Harry Hopper, number 2. Back to Tremblay La Rochelle. Breaks the mark and finds Robertson for the goal and for the Div 1 bid. Ottawa U takes the game 13-6.
Congratulations to the Ottawa squad. And if I had to summarize this game, the execution by Ottawa was just flawless. And every time Guelph was doing just a miscue, they were punished by Ottawa. It was just like great execution, great disc movement. Was there a stall that went higher than 5 or 6 against Ottawa? Maybe 1, maybe 2, but it was pretty exceptional, moving the disc around.
Yeah, Ottawa U just taking every little advantage they had. Every single mess up by Guelph there, Ottawa U capitalized on. Very calm with the disc, very patient with the disc, and just making the nice, easy throws to move that disc up the field. It made it much easier for this Ottawa U squad to get that point.
So final score, Ottawa 13, Guelph 6. So Ottawa securing a spot in the Division 1 tournament that will kick off tomorrow. So speaking of tomorrow, our next appointment will be at 10:30. Where in the open division, McGill will face off Waterloo at 10:30. After that, at 1:30, Montreal will be playing against UBC, which is ranked number 1 of this tournament. And last but not least, at 4:30, in the women's division, Toronto will face off Queens. We also have 4 assignments on Sunday, which we don't know, of course, the teams, because they will all be either quarterfinals or finals. So finals of the open division and women's division. The open division will be webcast at 1:30 on Sunday, while the women's division will be, the final will be webcast at 3 o'clock Eastern Time on Sunday. So Thomas, it was a pleasure describing this game with you. So congratulations. It was your first time and you did awesome. So thanks very much for all your very relevant comment and observation. It was very well appreciated by me, by everybody else that was tuning in this webcast. So thanks a lot for your time.
it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the game, and it was fun to be up in the booth for a change. Get to see the field from a different angle, and also get to commentate it a little bit, which was nice and fun.
Well, commentating is like playing, but you don't need an ice bath afterward.
That is true.
You just need your beer and relax.
Exactly.
So there you go. And
I won't be sore after this weekend, that's for sure.
Well, if you're sore, it's not because you commentated. It's because you party too hard afterwards. So that's your own business to manage. We will not get into it. So thanks, everybody, for sharing this webcast with us. Of course, your comments are always welcome to my Twitter, ETFournier63. So whatever observation you have on the games you've tuned in today or on our commentating, you're always welcome to share your thoughts with me. So please do so. I'm always pleased to read your comments. So thanks again. And I guess we'll meet up tomorrow at 10:30 for more Ultimate Frisbee action here in Brampton, Ontario, CUUC 2021. See you tomorrow. Thank you.